Hey guys, Easy Vape Pro, just doing another video for you guys. Quick review this time. Got some feedback on my last video. Was told that it was way too long, going over too many points that weren't really needed. So just going to get straight to the point here. This is for you first-time vapers, beginner vapers, or guys that are trying to get off cigarettes, transition over to vaping. I got a setup here that ultimately worked for me, and I was able to keep this going for quite a while without having a need for cigarettes, without the flooding issues in the tanks or leaking and all that sort of crap. So I'm going to tell you my inspiration for this video. I met this lady some time ago outside the store, and she's coming out with 3 packs of cigarettes in her hands, and she sees me vaping, and she asked me, does that work? Does that really work? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I've quit now for over a year, and it's working great for me. I never went back to cigarettes, and I don't have any intention to do so. And she said to me that she tried vaping before, but what she was given, she said, you know, the tanks would leak and it would flood up, and I couldn't get a good draw off of it, and you know, I was coughing, and I totally knew where she was coming from. Like, I went through the exact same thing. I mean, I think it's a lot of persistence on my part that I just thought, you know, I really want to try this. I want to give it a good shot. So I kept with it through all the trial and error and got through it. But I want to just eliminate that for you guys. And as I did for this lady, I gave her a quick recommendation of what tanks worked for me, what battery worked for me, that I was able to just, you know, vape all day on and not think about cigarettes or have worries about the products leaking or anything like that. So I gave her this recommendation that I'm going to give you guys here. And I actually saw her like a month later, and she came running up to me, and she's like, hey, thank you so much. It really worked for me, and things are going great with the vaping. She said, I'm not having any issues with the tanks. And thanks so much for the recommendations. So this woman actually had cancer, and she's trying to get off cigarettes because you know, her doctor said, you got to get off cigarettes, and she just couldn't make that transition. So I was glad that I was able to help her with that, and I just want to share it with you guys, and you know, give you my information, what I started with, what worked for me, and in this video just eliminate what didn't work for me, and just give you a heads up of a quick setup here that will get you started and get you going in the right direction. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the tank, or the battery here actually, that I first used and was successful with. This is the Aspire carbon fiber variable voltage, and it's got about 10 hours of battery life when it's fully charged, so that'll last you all day. I have had some people tell me these are quite cheap. You can get them for about $30 max. So some people have bought 2 batteries. That way, if one of them's on the charger, it does take about 3-4 hours to get a full charge. So if one's on the charger, you can still vape in the meantime and use the other one. So this is the Aspire carbon fiber variable voltage. Variable voltage, what that stands for is there's a little swivel and a window here at the bottom of the tank, and you can go from 3.3 volts all the way up to 4.8 volts. So you can adjust that and get a kind of a desired consistency out of your vape, whether you want a colder vape or medium to kind of a higher heat vape. What that will do is it'll create more vapor out of your tank. It'll heat your liquid quicker, So depending if you are coming from cigarettes and you smoke lights, you might want a lighter draw. And if you're kind of a medium smoker, as I was, you might want more of a medium kind of draw. You can adjust it to that, or you might need more. You just feel you're not getting enough from it. You can turn it up. So I thought this was a great product where it kind of, you can adjust it to suit your needs as well, which is really helpful when you're a first timer. So that is the Aspire carbon fiber variable voltage battery. And I'm just going to show you a tank here that I first used. This is the Aspire Nautilus tank, and it's this one is fairly big. I got this one before they came out with the mini, and I'm going to show you the mini in just a second here. This one holds about 5 mils of juice. So you can put your favorite juice in here and just vape away all day kind of thing. You don't need to keep refilling it. Although it is a pretty big tank. So, you know, if you put it on here, some of you might not like having something that is so large. I didn't mind it. I mean, I just kind of would tuck it away into a backpack or that kind of thing. It's not easily something easily that you could fit in your pocket kind of thing. So I will show you another one that is smaller. You might find that one more preferable. But I will give you some specs here on this tank. This is a great tank. As I said, it has a lot of capacity. So you can fill 5 mils of juice in here. Has a removable drip tip as well. You can also twist off the top here, it unscrews, and the bottom, and take the unit right apart. And when you do that, the glass comes off. You can wash it with a little bit of light soap, warm water, wash all the parts out, completely dry it out, and it's going to last you a long time because you're able to do some maintenance on the tank as well. And it does have a coil inside it. This coil here is a bottom vertical coil by Aspire, and it's made for this Nautilus tank. It is also interchangeable with the mini. So if you do get the large one and then later get a mini, you can it's the same coil that you're going to use for both of them, which is great. The vertical coil, basically, instead of a horizontal coil that goes across, this one is vertical, so it sits vertically inside here, and it works great. So I'm gonna show you a little bit about this tank here. This Nautilus has an adjustable airflow as well, which kind of helps, as I mentioned, the variable voltage, whether you want less of a draw, more airy draw, or you want a tighter draw. This tank is great because you can adjust that. So you got the largest airflow that I'm showing you right now, and you can adjust that really easily. And that's the medium hole there, and then you got the smallest. So you're going to get the tightest draw off the smallest hole. Now, it's great because you can adjust that to your preference. You know, you feel you need a little bit more, you want more clouds, you want more vapor, you can open that airflow up and definitely get that with this tank. Which, if you've tried other tanks, kind of the newbie beginner ones, you might not be getting any vapor or seeing a lot of clouds out of it, and that just sometimes you feel like you're not getting anything, or you're not doing anything right. So this is the Nautilus Aspire tank. This is the big one, 5 milliliters. If you want something smaller, I'm going to show you my second recommendation, and this one actually became my favorite tank, and I just use this one all the time. And here it is. This is the Aspire Nautilus Mini, and it's basically identical to the Nautilus. It's the same technology that it uses in here. It's just a smaller tank. You can fit about 3 mils of juice in here, so you still got some capacity, but it's smaller when you put it on your tank or in your battery here. It's a smaller tank, so it's not as huge and clunky as the other one. If that's your preference, if you don't mind, then that's cool. But this just makes it a little easier to carry around, kind of thing, and not as visible. So this one became this one came out after, and it was my favorite tank. I used it all the time, and it has, like I said, the same coil. So these are interchangeable. You can buy these coils. You do need to replace them after a little while. They do wear out, but they only cost you a few bucks to replace those. And so they use the same coil. This does have an adjustable airflow as well. It has the three settings here, which is really easy again to change. So again, you're still going to get the same out of this one, just a smaller tank. You have preferences here of what you want to adjust it to. Most of the time, I found when I tried the small one, that was a bit too tight for me of a draw. Medium was okay, but I eventually just got up to the large setting and just left it on there. Different juices, sometimes if you use different juices, you might have a different preference. Putting it on a lower setting, sometimes you might get a bit different flavor or deeper flavor, that kind of thing as well. So great tank for beginners here. A great battery. This one as well, removable drip tip, and you can unscrew all the parts on the unit, the top, the bottom, take it apart, clean out the glass. So it's a really durable, and it's going to last you for a long time. Both of these tanks, I think they're going for about anywhere from $30 to $40, depending where you find it. I'm in Canada, so for all you guys in the United States, our stuff might look like it's pricier. It's going to be higher prices, but our dollar is really low right now, so if you're buying something like this, you're gonna get it a lot cheaper, probably from a Canadian website. So give that a try. Check it out in Canada, the United States, whatever your preference is, or if you got a store nearby. That's the Aspire Nautilus, and then you got the Aspire Nautilus Mini. This one I'm holding right here, with all the features like I just explained, and you got your battery here. Show you one more time. That's the Aspire carbon fiber variable voltage. These work great together. They're the same company. They're both made by Aspire. So it just, they were kind of made for each other, kind of thing. So I hope with this review, I've helped out some of you new vapors out there, people who are trying to quit smoking and transition over to vaping. I know if you try these products, put them together, and get the right juice, you'll be doing just fine. You guys won't have a problem, and you won't have a problem with any of these products that I showed you as well. None of the leaking. You'll get a great vape, lots of clouds, that kind of thing. So just an awesome setup for beginners. And I'm going to come at you with another video next time with some juice recommendations. I have some local juices that I've used, and one from the United States. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, a little bit about juices, because that also affects your vape, milligrams that you can use, and that kind of stuff. So stay tuned, and please like and subscribe. Please feel free to leave any comments on the video if there's anything you want to see. And stay tuned. We'll come at you with a video for some juice and different juice flavors, that kind of thing that might spark your interest. So again, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.